the ISA-1 Digital, the classic Focusrite Mic Pre, and simultaneous DI. Now with class-leading stereo ADC as standard.
We're here at Messe with Jim Motley on SSL, but he's going to be showing us Soundscape 6, which is a program that they've had, or a product that they've had for the last 4 years, but they haven't just been sitting around watching it fester. It's improved a long way since you've invested in this thing.
Well, yeah, I mean, SSL purchased Sidec Audio Engineering in 2006 to become part of the SSL family.
Indeed.
And one of the key points of that was going to be bringing Soundscape into this millennium in terms of optimizing its use for modern computers and what it can do. I think it's quite important to point out what it is and what it's not. Okay. Soundscape is a high-end craft audio editor. It's for people who work with audio a lot and for people who demand high performance in mission-critical applications. And
high channel counts, I believe, too.
Very much so, yes. In combination with the MX4 SSL-powered mixer, Soundscape 6 can give you up to 128 simultaneous inputs for recording and playback for listening, obviously on a fast enough computer to deal with it. There are some major differences to the previous versions of Soundscape. Firstly, it runs natively on a computer. The only hardware it needs is the MX4 SSL mixer. This means we can take advantage of multi-core CPUs. Equally, it means that we can now address normal, so to speak, WAV files or broadcast WAV files, as well as the Soundscape proprietary file format, which has its own advantages. This means that we can have computers connected to networks, have common sharing of audio files, and the performance that the guys have done is absolutely shockingly good. We can run massive sessions with very, very low processor overheads and near zero latency. The round trip is only 4 samples.
And this is down to it having its own hardware card rather than running entirely native, I guess.
That's right, the mixing and the processing is all done on the hardware card, but all the audio editing is non-destructive, real-time, and running on the host machine.
Okay. And do you support conventional plugin formats, or is there a different approach there?
Any VST plugins can be run inside the MX4 mixer. There are a number of internal streams that you can use to route. And so you can bring up VST plugins, you can put buses. In fact, the flexibility of the MX4 mixer with Soundscape is one of the key points. If we have aux sends and plugins on a channel, we can move them around in different orders in real time.
And of course, with all that I/O, you've got the capacity to run a lot of external hardware processing if you want to.
Yep, all latency compensated. So it's set up for that. But as I mentioned, Soundscape is for people who deal with audio. If you're looking for a product to give you virtual instruments and loop-based processing as a song sketchpad, this isn't the product for you. However, if you find yourself spending hours fixing drum takes or comping edits or working audio specifically in a mixed environment, there is nothing on the market that can touch the performance of Soundscape V6.
And presumably if you do want software instruments and you have a free standing software instrument package, you can sync those up.
That can go into the mixer again and it will sync via MIDI. But really it's the tools inside Soundscape that make it so strong. It has an amazing context-sensitive mouse device where you can put 12 zones over an audio file, and wherever you hover the mouse will change the tool that's available to you. Whether this is for crossfades, trimming, volume, it's a really quick way of working, and you don't get RSI holding down Control and Alt to change the function. That also has some modifiers, so we can have up to 24 different parameters available just by hovering your mouse and holding a single key. Equally, we can create different regions in audio files and send them out of different outputs. So if you wanted a snare drum to have a reverb on in one particular part leading up to a chorus, on the waveform you can send that out to a different output. Mm-hmm. All of the crossfades between those can happen, so even if you're going to a different output rather than just a different region, we have internal, real-time, non-destructive crossfades.
Sounds like a very powerful tool. And version 6 is shipping already, or is it imminent?
It's on the final phase of beta, and we'll be releasing it end of April, beginning of May. We will have a range of very attractive upgrade offers for the existing Soundscape users. V6 software will work with legacy Soundscape hardware, but we would like everyone to take a look at the benefits of moving into the modern SSL sound with Soundscape.
Thanks, Jim. Appreciate that.
Thanks, Paul.